Well, hello and welcome to Omania. Today, we'd like to address your question about services and fixes. Most of the time, people try to go to our website and schedule a service, which on our website it says essential maintenance. Essential maintenance. This is similar to your car. On your car, every now and then you have to do an oil change. So that is an essential maintenance service, right? Anything else that you normally do is what is considered as a fix. So you have essential maintenance and you have a fix. Okay, so for example, if you took your car to the dealership, you needed to change the tires, that's not maintenance. That's part of fixes. Of course, it does fall under maintenance, trying to keep your car going well, but you need to fix. If your brakes are not working, that's part of fixes. You broke a windshield, you need a new windshield, that's a fix. It's not a service, right? So in bicycle, we sort of put it that way. You have fixes and you have a service. So our essential maintenance is pretty much like a car service, okay, where you take your bike in, you take your car in, you get the car cleaned up, oil changed, and you get your car out and it's sort of riding smoothly. Your gas mileage goes up because you now have new oil and your filters have been cleaned or removed, replaced, etc. So in bicycle, we pretty much do the same thing. The bikes come, they're supposed to be just reasonably dirty. Most of the bikes we get look like they came from a junkyard. I'm very sorry to say that, meaning that nobody rides them. They just keep them outside. They're so dusty to a point that they themselves don't want to touch that bike. When they bring it to the shop, they hold it like it's something nasty. Okay, it shouldn't be like that. A bike should be pretty clean, especially if you're using it. Even if you're not using, just dust your bike down and bring it in. Okay, so what do we do? When you go to our website, you'll see everything that's done during your essential maintenance, which is basically we remove most of the things that are connected that need to be removed during this cleanup. So we remove the chains, we remove the wheels, we remove the chain, we remove the free wheel or the cassette. We leave the pedals, etc., on there. Uh, and then if there was a seat, we remove the seats most of the time. So we have a marking and then we put the seat where it was before and we start cleaning the bike. Now it is easier to clean the frame. Some people try to tell me that they do the same thing at home, but they never even remove the wheels. So how do you get on the frame side that is between the wheel and the frame, on the inside of the frame, right? So most of the time you don't. So we remove everything so the frame is properly cleaned, soaked down, and then remove, degreased. After that, we dry the frame, we actually wax the frame, polish it, and then we start working on other things. Same way with the wheel. We work after we've removed the wheel from the frame, we clean the whole rim, through the spokes, everything, we clean it, and we put the wheel back. Uh, During the time you bring your bike to the store, when you bring it to the store, we normally check the bike before we accept it. Meaning, we want to make sure that, first of all your accessories should not be there. Just like when you book online, it tells you that do not leave any of your accessories on the bike. So, your little bags that carry your stuff, take them off, leave them at home. Your lights, take them, leave them at home. The little horn you have, anything that was put on the bike that can be removed quickly, remove it, because when we want to clean the bike, those things are going to be in the way of cleaning. And when we remove them, sometimes you forget them, we forget them, we don't know whose they are. So we don't want to take that responsibility. We want you to take, when you get home, to ride your bike. If you're going to take your bike from the shop straight to your trail, then leave those things in the car. Okay, so that way you can put them on the bike and go. Sometimes we walk on a bike. There are two things that look identical. We don't know whose is which one. And yes, we can take and put bags and all that, but in reality, they should not be there on the bike. Okay, just keep them with you and then we'll take care of it. So we clean the bike. It's like when you take your car to service, what do they tell you? Remove all your belongings, anything that's important for you, remove it. Don't they say that? So please remove them. Anyway, so we clean the bike and then we start putting the wheels back on the frame. and we then check the brakes to make sure that they're still working. We check the gears to make sure they're still tuned. If anything is out of tune, then we fix it. Now, after we've done all this, normally, if there is a need to re-grease the hubs or the bottom bracket or the headset, we would find this at the time you bring the bike in, because when you bring the bike in, we would check it. What do we do? So we hit the brakes to make sure we check that the brakes are working, they're not squeaking. Because if the brakes are squeaking, especially if they're disc brake, chances are there's a lot of oil already on the disc and the pads. So we let you know right away that whether we can clean them or not. If we cannot clean the disc, the pads, you may need to replace them, and we will advise you how to ride in the future, not to get into the same situation. Similarly, we check the headset, we check the wheel, the front wheel and the back wheel. If the skewers are loose, we tighten them and check again just to see if there's movement, because that movement tells us if for example, the grease is out, there's no more grease, it's melted. If the bearings are damaged, all that we know before we take the bike in. Now, there are some noises that we will not know, especially when somebody brings a bike that's very dirty. We don't know if your chain is worn out or not. Okay, because there's so much oil and gunk on it that we cannot measure. So there may have been noises before that were camouflaged by the dirt. So once we clean the bike, now the noises come back up. Why? Because now it's just pure chain and metal. So if there was something, your front derailleur was not aligned properly, now it will be touching. If you had changed your front derailleur in between and they put one that's not compatible, it will be touching. It will be rubbing now. So we will do everything we can to make your bike run very smoothly. But in such cases, there will be some charges that are incurred, because this is not a normal thing. A normal tune-up or service is minimal. It should not involve doing a lot of things. It's just like your car. If you took it in for an oil change, it just should be an oil change. It's not changing your bulb. It's not cleaning your ACs and removing the brake pads, etc. All of those costs. Similarly, it's like that. Now, then people ask me, so what are fixes? If this is service that you do, what are fixes? By the way, for service, you need to go to our website and schedule a service. So when you go to the homepage, it'll give you an option to schedule a service. At the bottom of the page, it'll ask you, do you want cleanup service or a fix? If you say you want cleanup service, it will allow you to book. If you say you want a fix, then we're not going to waste a whole day and to do just change a tube. We're not gonna occupy the whole day to change one customer's brakes. All right, so it will not allow you to book. Okay, but if it's a cleanup service, then it takes a lot of time, hours. Okay, in that case, yes, it'll allow you to book. So what are fixes? We'll get to the fixes now. Fixes are, you didn't use your bike for a while. Now you get on it. You see that there's no air. You're not sure if your brakes are working or if they were working the last time you did or not. You don't want to necessarily get the whole bike clean. You just want to get the bike running. Okay. Or maybe you serviced your bike a few months ago, you didn't really use it much, and you're not sure if everything is okay. So you just bring it in. We normally just add air, keep air for a few minutes to make sure that you don't have a puncture. We, check your gears, everything is working good. You go. Another fix could be you came and maybe your brake handle lever is broken. That's a fix. Okay, it's not a service. It's not a whole day thing. You find the part, you put it on, and you give it to the customer, and they go home. It's simple as that. All right. So anything that your wheel is wobbling. Okay, a wheel wobbling is a fix. Okay, something needs to be fixed. The spokes are now loose or something, and they need to be put in certain tension so that your wheel can spin properly instead of wobbling when it's going, right? So those are fixes. All right. What else could be a fix? You want to put a bottle cage. You want to install a bottle cage. You don't need an appointment to install a bottle cage. You want to buy a light, change battery on your light. These are small, small things. They should not occupy the whole day, which means that you should not schedule an appointment for them. Because if you schedule an appointment for them, which is a whole day affair, you have done two things. Number one, you've taken opportunity for another customer to get their bike serviced. Secondly, you've taken an earning opportunity for us because the minimum cost is 15 riyals and your work might be zero, it might be 1 riyal. So we lost an earning opportunity. So when this does happen, we will actually charge you an extra 10 riyal for wasted opportunity. So don't book full bike service if you're only going to do the small things. All right. So I hope that makes sense when it comes to servicing. Now, there's a question about cost. Why they ask, do you charge 15 riyals? Why do you charge 15 riyals? My quick answer is please check other shops and see how much they charge, because many people initially they've just only serviced their cars, so they say it's 15 riyals is too much, but given that it takes us a whole day to do all these things, it's not much. Okay, just imagine in a car wash place, okay, the whole day they only clean one car. How much do they charge? You take your car for detailing sometimes, the whole day they detail your car. How much do they charge? All right, and they don't do what we do, where you go chain ring by chain ring cleaning everything till it comes out. All right, so it costs anyway. We are actually on the lowest end of what the market is charging. Okay, so we charge, if you see the number of things we do, that's what we charge for. If you take your car for checkup, just only checkup, you're not going to do anything, just simply checkup, how much do you pay? 50, 60, right? It's a lot of money that you're paying, and they have not yet done anything to your car. Just take it to a dealership for a checkup. Okay, so here we've actually worked. So that is the thing. So it's to recompense somebody for their time, how much they spent. Of course, we have business to run, you know. So that's why we charge 15. Now, I am 100% aware of some stores that only clean the drivetrain, which is your chain ring in the front, your cassette, the chain that goes through your front derailleur and your rear derailleur. They clean only this for 25 riyals. We clean the whole bike for 15 riyals. Do you see the difference there? Okay, I'm aware of shops that have packages. Okay, you have 20 real packages, 35 real packages, 65 real package. So if you came first time, they said this time it's 20 real. Next time you come, it's 35, 45 reals. And the next time you come, now it's 60 reals because you've already reached that much. Well, we don't do it that way. What we do is we actually check. When you come in for a service, every time, like I say, we first inspect the bike. If anything needs to be replaced, we'll let you know. So it might be just 2 or 3 reals. Okay, you might need to change 4 bearings, and those bearing might cost each 3 reals, and we charge for the work. So let's say we charge 15 reals. So your total service with everything now is 30 reals. It's not 65 reals. Okay, you may come. We might change the cabling this time. Next time, there's no need to change the cabling. So as and when things are required, we actually charge. So you don't have to have this huge bill at the end of the day. Okay, it's just instead of 15, it might be 19 or it might be 20. Okay, and next time it might be 15, and a time after that it might be 17. Just because to avoid that huge thing, because we know that not everybody keeps aside a huge chunk of money for servicing their bike. So we replace things as they're needed instead of waiting until this time and changing them everything. Of course, if you're one of them that likes to do everything at once, we welcome you. You can come in and say, I don't care what you do. I want you to change everything now. And we will change it. And that will come to 60 reals or so. All right. But we try to work for the bigger community to make it easy for them to own the bike, ride the bike on daily basis, and enjoy without feeling like it's a hobby, because a hobby is very expensive. Any hobby is expensive. Okay. Even those who are riding bikes as hobby, they know it's expensive because every day they will want to upgrade this on their bike, upgrade that. Just like if you have photography as a hobby, right? You have a camera and then you want to buy this lens and that lens and that lens. Actually, if you go to a professional, he doesn't have all those things that you've bought. He has one camera, two lenses. But a hobby guy has one camera and five lenses, or two camera box and five lenses. So hobby is expensive. All right. So we try to keep this as low cost as possible for you. So thank you again. And come to our website, which is already listed here, and schedule your appointment. Come on the day of your appointment or a day before so that we can work on your bike. Have a blessed day. Thank you for joining Cycle Omania. Bye for now.